Okay, those scriptures.
All right, shalom. Somebody check, make sure we on. Shalom. Give us a second while we work out. You good?
Yeah.
All right. Well, shalom. First and foremost, we're going to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachak, Wadash. The bonus into the elder apostles, great millstone, and salutation, much love. You Akim out there, pushing out that word and the word and truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Diligently putting your lives on the line as a living sacrifice. And as you see, this is going to be an open forum. And we're just going to go with the spirit, really. Okay. So if a brother want to, let's start at 1 Corinthians 5 and
I got it right.
6.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 6. Says, your glorying is not good. Know ye not that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump?
So there's no need to glory, all right? Because glorying, man, well, let me get a quick scripture. Because glorying, man, will lead to your destruction, man. We're supposed to glorify Yahweh Shem Yahushai, all right? Not ourselves. All right, this is Galatians 6 and 3. For if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. Yep. So when you glory, are you supposed to glory in Yahweh Shem Yahushai? Glorify Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man, and not glorify yourself, because you ain't nothing, man. In the sight of the Lord, man, the Lord can put you down. The Lord can stomp you out. All right, because ultimately He's your creator. All right, you're nothing more than a creation, right? Just like the potter can destroy the vessel, all right, the Lord can destroy you very easily. So what? You're supposed to what? Glorify Yahweh Shem Yahushai and not think of yourself too highly, because you don't know who you are. All right, you don't know what path the Lord's going to lead you down. That's why it's important to be humble. All right, and part of being humble is being in order. All right, one of the definitions of being humble is being in order. Okay, being lowly, acknowledging the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushai and the men that He set up. All right, but not exalting that yourself, because what does Scripture say? He that exalted himself shall be abased, and he that is abased shall be exalted. Yeah. Okay. So you don't want to be that dude that is all proud and mighty. Well, I think that's in Sirach where it says, you sitting at the high table, and then you gotta get told to get down, because somebody else need to be sitting there, roughly paraphrasing, I forgot how it goes, but you don't want to be that guy, man, because that's shameful unto you, man. Everybody's looking at you like, damn, this nigga, he thought he was somebody when really he was nothing. He was deceiving himself the whole time. And that you don't want to do that, man. You don't want to be in that situation, man, because ultimately pride, pride cometh before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall.
Right. Or knowledge puffeth up.
Knowledge puffeth up, So it's really the Lord is giving you this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So be humble with it. All right, don't exalt yourself. Exalt the whole Lord, man.
That's right.
Okay,
it's a lot real quick. We got plenty of examples that are written of in the scriptures, man. All right, all these men that were written of in the scriptures. All right, Moses, King David. All right, the prophets. All right, the apostles, Yahushua. All right, they had a whole lot of knowledge, man. But what? Them men were still all humble. All right, they still humble themselves before the Lord, man. They humble themselves before before their brothers, man. All right, this truth of ours, and at the end of the day, that's what the Pesach is about, man. Humbling yourself before the Lord because of what He's done for us, man. All right, the Lord has delivered us time and time and again, man. And the Pesach is in remembrance of a deliverance. All right, a great deliverance. And
it's like a deliverance we had nothing to do with, man. The Lord delivered us.
Yep. We
didn't deliver ourselves. Yahweh Shem Yahushai delivered us.
That's right, man.
I got one scripture. This is book of James, chapter 4, verse 16. But now ye rejoice in your boastings.
So ye rejoice in your boastings, man.
No,
These people, these proud guys, they like to boast in their, or they like to, what say, folks, I read again? They rejoice in their boastings. They happy as hell because they're boasting up themselves, man. What? Deceiving themselves, thinking there's something when they really ain't nothing. Go ahead.
But now ye rejoice in your boastings. All such rejoicing is evil.
All such rejoicing is evil, man. You rejoicing in your own boasting, man? That's evil. You trying to put yourself on a pedestal? That's evil. You trying to think you're something when you're nothing? That's evil.
Hey, that's like laughing at your own jokes, man.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
A real comedian don't do that. He'll be up on the stage cracking all these good jokes. Everybody, their ribs hurt because it's so funny. But he still got a straight face, man. But this guy laughing on the stage, you're a fucking idiot, man.
Like you in the comments.
Yeah. Go ahead.
That was it on that.
That was it. Okay.
I got
Well, let's okay. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 18. It says, "Now some are puffed up as though I would not come to you, but I will come to you shortly if the Lord will, and will know not the speech of them that are puffed up, but the power. For the kingdom of the Most High is not in word, but in power."
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Not in word.
God, we prove it through what? Through our actions.
Deeds.
Okay. Yeah, deeds. God, exactly. It's a good word.
We get it.
We prove our love through Yahweh Bashim Yashai through our works. Okay. Yeah, you can say you did this, you did that. All right. Whatever you said, you did that. All right. But really, what it comes down to is first and foremost is humility.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's really the main thing about the Lord choosing you. The Lord is only dealing with the meek. The Lord is not dealing with no
bold, proud.
Lord,
he despises. That's one of the 7 things he hates.
Pride.
Hey, I got a quick precept for you. This is 1 John 3. This is 1 John 3 and 18, and it reads, "My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth."
There it is. You see that? We are love in deed and in truth. So when you see brothers actually doing the work of Yahweh Bashim Yashai, then okay, yeah, my brothers are, they're doing the good work. Okay, they're pushing the gospel, the good news. Okay, but then you got those that come on the common boards, whatever the case may be, or come up to the camp, and got something to say, but really they have no works. Okay, they're not showing it through their deeds or their true love for the Most High, or what they call God. Okay, but when you see us, and we're not trying to boast ourselves. It's just it is what it is. Okay, brothers have given up their lives. Brothers, as a matter of fact, we can get that in Romans.
Well, I got a quick precept before you get that.
Yeah,
You mentioned about being meek. Yep. This is Psalms 25 and verse 9. It says, "The meek will he guide in judgment, and the meek will he teach his way."
Read it again.
It says, "The meek will he guide in judgment,
right?
And the meek will he teach his way."
Yeah, and so it's coming down to the lowly on the earth, really. Okay, the one you least suspected to get to actually to be somebody.
It's always the last one to check.
It's always like inside thing. But yeah, but truth be told, it is the case. All right, look at King David. Okay, for an example. That's an example. We can go through the scriptures. We can see that the Lord was actually dealing with that man, but everybody didn't even consider him.
Yeah, he was the smallest, the youngest. He was just a shepherd. Yeah,
he wasn't even a warrior.
He was a warrior.
Well, he was at heart.
Yeah,
but he wasn't he wasn't perceived as a warrior in the flesh.
The Lord raised him up to be so, and showed the world, the known world at the time.
That's us.
And what did the Lord tell Samuel? I look not at the outward, but in the inward.
I
look now on the outward man, but the inward.
Yeah, so he's doing that to us. You think you in Great Millstone, everybody hates Great Millstone. We don't get no views. You got 20 views on the video.
Cool.
Yeah, one view.
Hey, but even more, look how the world looks at us. We some grimy niggas.
Yeah.
Because they look at our past. Yeah. They say, well, these niggas. Hey, like we were watching the 10 Commandments movie earlier. Remember when the old girl was telling Moses, "Oh, I know you. You're not a prophet. You're not a man under God."
She did.
Because she was like, "I know you." Well, these people, they knew it. They know us, so they can't perceive that we've met the Lord because they just can't it's not
They
triggering
can't.
up there.
Yeah,
You
the
know?
Lord ain't open it up in them, so they can't. They're not going to be able to understand it.
Kind of because he put out that old man, you know, and through the Spirit, that's how we all have coming into this truth. Those that are truth and serving the Lord in truth and sincerity.
Yep.
You know, we've all put off that old man, and you know, we're not the same. We're not the same guy, and neither was Moses, neither was King David. Compared to what they was before, they weren't the same guy once the Lord revealed to them their true paths. Okay,
Got you real quick. Book of Romans chapter 12, 1 and 2. So I'll start 1, obviously. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Heavenly Father, which is your reasonable service. So this is our reasonable service to go out there and push this word, to do these videos, to do these live streams, to follow the Lord's statutes and commandments, to the best of our ability while living in Babylon.
That's a reasonable.
Reasonable. It's the least we can do.
That's like, can you reason with me? Can you at least reason with me? This is the least we can do. You know,
Is give up our
the
lives.
bare minimum. You know,
Because the Lord, guess what the Lord did for us? He died for us. You got to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Somebody actually died for us to actually still be here. This whole nation of Israel thing should have been done away with a long time ago. If it wasn't for the Lord having mercy on us through His Son. Okay, so now we see that. Now the Lord did it. It came and went. Now we have what? Grace. Okay, so the least we can do is give our bodies up, give our lives up as a reasonable sacrifice. Because we ain't sacrificing doves.
because if it's sacrifice,
Yeah. Now I'm gonna read the second verse.
it's like real quick. It's not like the Lord is telling us to do some outlandish things. That's not possible. You know, it's not something that He's telling us to do that no one's ever done. Because according to Jeremiah 28:8, the prophets before me, or the prophets old, you know, they've been doing the same things we've been doing. So it's not something far fetched. It's just been changing societies. That's it. So it's nothing outlandish. It's the first time ever been done.
It was outlandish to these people in the world because
Yeah.
they just can't perceive that the Bible is actually real. Hey, they say with their mouth that they believe in the Bible and the Holy
Yeah, that's the
Scriptures,
scripture.
but when you start bringing out examples and you start showing it, you know, through the Spirit of power, Yahweh Shem Yahshai, that this is actually happening again, they're looking at you funny.
Yeah, that's
You
what
want
scripture
to
say.
no,
With their mouth they draw nigh unto me, but their hearts are far from me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they call on the Lord. Verse 2 real quick, and then you can get that. So Romans 12 and 2, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
The renewing of your mind, man. Meaning you gotta renew it. All right, you gotta refresh it.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta put that old man away. You gotta renew it, man. Just like when you go renew your driver's license, what you do with the old driver's license, you throw that bitch away. You give it away, man. So the same thing with the old way of thinking. You gotta do away with that, man, and renew it. Now you gotta bring that new mindset out, okay? And what's that mindset? It's after the heart of Yahweh Shem Yahshai.
Yeah, righteousness.
Gotta expire that old you.
Say it again.
Gotta expire that old you.
There you go.
Right.
Expire.
Yep.
Yeah.
It scripture tell you that the old man perished daily, man.
You know, let your old ways decay.
But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High Yahweh.
And real quick, as you brothers are talking about how this is a reasonable service, and this is nothing new that the Lord is telling us to do. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 9. That the thing that hath been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun.
Yeah, this has happened in the past and is happening today,
Mm-hmm.
and the world doesn't understand that. Here it is. You know, we shut off the world. Okay, because we're not of the world, Lord willing, and so we're able to now tap into the spiritual realm, so we can see it. But the world is looking at you like you crazy. You know, we gonna be here. America's always gonna be here. You know, we're gonna have flying cars or whatever. Yeah, that's what the world thinks.
That's what they were saying in Rome. That's what they were saying during the time of the Syrian captivity. That's what they were saying during the time of the Egyptian captivity. Man, Egypt's gonna last forever. Babylon is gonna last forever. Oh, Rome is gonna last forever. And what happened? Every single one of those kingdoms was destroyed, man.
Just like America will be destroyed. That Jake that we was talking to last week. We want America to go on forever.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, he didn't know what was going on, man.
Do we believe America's Babylon? Well, modern day Babylon?
You know,
He wasn't
first of all, he was into Buddhism, but he read the Quran. It's like this dude don't know if he's going straight,
But
backwards,
he's going to
left, or
medical
right.
school.
But he's going to medical school.
His girls will eat a bite, you know.
Yeah, his girls eat might.
America's gonna be destroyed. That's like the bottom line.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I got a quick precept.
Real quick. Let me finish this one on verse 10. It says, "Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It had been already of old time, which was before us."
Yeah, so it's happened already. This isn't it really isn't new.
Mhm.
Okay, all the stuff that's happening, all the revelations that are coming out right now, this actually happened in the past, but it's happening on a level right now where it's proving that we're in the last days.
The spirit of the prophet is subject to the prophet, man. So it's back again, man. It's all being reenacted. We're reacting to the certain parts in the scriptures all over again, man.
And
Time of Acts.
The prophets wouldn't even be here if this wasn't end of the kingdom, because the prophets only come out when the kingdom's about to fall.
Yeah.
Okay, so the prophets have been up for a good 20 some odd years. Yeah, it's about time.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Now go ahead and start the season now.
I'll slap you.
You good?
Come on, but see, we're going to be reliving soon the time of the Exodus again, man. Except this is going to be an Exodus greater than it was before, man. All right, because that's the time that we're living in right now. All right, we're celebrating the Passover right now. You know, our brothers have already finished celebrating. Some brothers are maybe in the West Coast. They're still getting ready to celebrate the Passover. But guess what? We're reliving that. All right, we're going to be reliving that very soon because the Lord is having all these plagues happening here in Egypt, which America is spiritually Egypt. If a brother wants to get that in Revelation, this is spiritually Egypt all over again. All right, and we're going through the plagues right now. All right, we're going through the plagues right now as we speak, and it's going to get nothing but worse and worse as the time goes by until the time that the Lord comes to deliver the Israelites, man. And the only ones that are going to get delivered are those that follow the Lord, man. All right, those that are putting the blood on their post, man. Which this time is talking about in our minds, man. Which is that the what? All right, that mark of exemption that we're receiving, man. All right, those are those.
It's 11-8.
11-8.
Those are the men that are going to get delivered on this side, man. Those that get the wad, which is those men that have the blood of Yahweh Shai on them. All right. So we're reliving the scriptures over again, man. Certain periods of the scriptures we're reliving again. All right.
Well, hey, everything's being reincarnated.
Yep.
Because what? Just 2,000 years ago, everything that's happening back then is happening now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's happening even more intense now because this is the last time it's going to ever happen. All right.
Last days.
This is it. This is it. Like Michael Jackson said, this is it. All right. This is going to be the last go around, man. So everything's going to be more magnified. Just like the Exodus was beautiful and so appalling to the nations. Well, imagine this last Exodus, man.
Because when the Exodus happened, what the other nations they got wind like, yo, that's the power of Israel. Yeah, that's not the power to be fucking with.
Yeah, when the woman said to the two spies that went to Jericho, she said, "Hey, we've heard. Yeah, we've heard about that. Yeah." And said, oh shit, I need to I'm gonna let y'all down. You know?
Hold that
bring it up.
All right, this is Revelation chapter 11 and 8, and it reads, "And their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt."
Yeah, so the great city is America, man. Where does everybody want to move to? Nobody's moving to Pakistan. Nobody's moving to China to live the great America or the great Chinese dream or the great Pakistan or the great British dream. Everybody's moving to America to live the great, or they have been.
Well, they have been.
Coming to live the American dream, man. That great city, America. All right, so read it again, about yourself from the top.
This is a Revelation chapter 11 verse 8, and it reads, "And their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified."
Yeah. So that when it says that their dead bodies, it's talking about the dead state of mind. Mm-hmm. Right? Our people are running or out here in the dead state of mind, man. Their dead bodies lying in the streets, man. And this place is spiritually Sodom because what? What was Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighboring cities known for? For orgies, wicked sexual acts, sissies, people, men wanting to be women, even though they didn't have sex changes. But now America, they have mastered a man can cut his rod off and somehow
Turn
get
it
a
into a
vagina.
Somehow.
Click no.
And the scripture
Click
says,
no.
the scripture says, any man that does that can't keep.
Yeah.
It's
The man that
private
covers
parts.
the privy parts. Yeah,
He
you're
can't
right.
get into the congregation.
That's
That's
right.
Deuteronomy 23:1.
No, that's in the book of
Leviticus.
Well,
Well, just get it.
Yeah,
Get
you
it.
find it.
Somebody get it. But no, this place is Sodom through the spirit because all these homosexuals. America was one of the first, well, if not the first place to pass homosexuality. Or you can get married.
23:1.
Jeez, but no, we talking about God. No, but this place it was one of the first places to pass homosexuality. Man, now two flaming homosexuals can get married. Two carpet munching dykes can get married and then go adopt children, man. If this ain't Sodom, then where is it? Iraq ain't passing laws like that. Iran ain't passing laws like that. America's the forefront of this place. And then it said, go back. You still got that Revelation? Yeah. Hold that though. Hold that. Yeah. Because this place, man, is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. Right? Because what are the two places known for? Sodom was known for the decrepit acts that the people will commit on themselves. Men on men, women on women. Men on dogs, whatever.
Adultery or whatever.
Just do what you want. That's what America pushes, man. And then what? In Egypt, we'll read it. Read it again, Sharp.
This is Revelations 11:8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom in Egypt.
That's right. Egypt. What was Egypt known for? What was the main thing Egypt was known for? The Exodus. The Exodus of who? The Israelites. The captivity of the Israelites. Who built up Egypt? The Israelites. And it was known for the bondage that our people had to suffer for 400 years.
Suppose that.
And so what? America, all right, beginning in the early 1500s, came here let's not even talk about the Caribbeans because people get simple. Well, they came to the Americas in the 1500s and started to decapitate Israelites, the Native American men. Let's not even the Caribbeans, the Caribbean islands, which started in 1492. But you got North, Central, and South America, right? It's called America, and then you got the United States of America. But what? United States of America is spiritually called Egypt, man, because this is the place that the Israelites built up, just like they built up the ancient Egypt, man. Yeah. And they're still in bondage to this day. All right, and they didn't get no reparations until the Lord delivered them, man. And the real reparations is going to be the kingdom of heaven this time. All right. Now, get that precept you got.
Hold that though, because I want to go back to it. But yeah, bring out this precept.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, like you were saying, man. They can get the Lord is against what you said, man. So they can get their private members cut off. Man.
Yeah. They what they call it, sex change. That's what
they
call it.
You can't get in the congregation without no peace, man. I got a precept to back that up. This is Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 1. He that wounded in the stones or have his private member cut off.
What is that talking about? Talking about a man that cuts his damn rod off, man.
It's in the Bible.
Or cuts a woman that cuts her tits off, man. That's a privileged part. Sure. This ain't South Beach. A woman ain't supposed to be showing her tits. That's a privileged part, man. A privileged part. Nobody's supposed to see that but your man in the bed. Go ahead.
Shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord.
But it's mainly the man, right? So if you cut your rod off like these what they call them transgenders. That's an abomination to the Lord, man. You're not going to enter into the congregation of the Lord, man.
You're not allowed.
Yeah, you're not allowed.
Desperate to want to be a woman, you that damn desperate to want to be a woman, man.
And the crazy shit is they don't just cut it off. They'll do some crazy shit to turn it into a vagina. That's some crazy shit.
You spend tens of thousands of dollars to do that.
And Sodom and Gomorrah and all these other captivities didn't have that kind of technology. This is the worst possible place we could live in the history of time.
And you still a damn man.
And you still a man at the end of the day.
Hey,
a man with tits.
I seen a meme earlier this morning. It was a dude. It was obviously a transgender, and it said a doctor. It said doctor. Basically, the doctor speaking. He says, "Sir."
Hey, shalom, Akim. Yahba Shema Shaiba Shema Fakudas Brakam.
Shalom.
Brother from Bolivia watching.
Bolivia? Oh,
Bolivia.
Shalom. Okay, hey, but like I was saying, I seen a meme, and it was a dude. You could see in the picture it was a transgender, and you could see a doctor in the picture, and then it showed at the top like if it was the doctor speaking, and it said, "Hey, sir," And he said, and then they showed the man or the transgender saying it's Miss, and he said, "Well, Miss, you have testicular cancer."
Ooh. Oh shit.
So at the end of the day, you're still a man.
Cut.
You know,
Yeah,
you're still a man.
Well, now people are trying to make a mockery out of it. Like that dude from Britain, he said, "Well, I identify myself as a woman."
Oh, he man,
And I would break the record. You know,
Yeah.
he went over there and did some weightlifting record, but they can't say nothing because you giving all these bullshit rights, and now you got to be PC with everybody. Well, I feel like a woman today. I'm gonna go break women records today.
Let me get that paycheck.
Yeah,
I feel like a woman. I would go to the woman's restroom.
Yeah.
They can't say nothing to you.
Well, now they got unisex rooms.
Unisex.
Well, you don't
Well, we've been to places like that. You know?
down here in Tampa.
Yeah.
America's sick.
It's a cancer.
Read that Revelation 11 again, if you could.
This Revelations 11 and 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street.
Yeah, because it says that dead bodies shall lie in the street. It says that dead bodies. It's not talking about physically dead, really. I mean, you can allude to that.
Ezekiel?
Yeah, I want to say that. It's going into spiritually dead. Okay, Ezekiel. So on to the elders.
Hey, because the people ain't lying in the streets dead just yet. Physically.
Yeah, not yet.
Just yet.
But they are dead in a way.
Spiritual sense.
Spiritual
That's why this place is called the Valley of Dry Bones.
Yeah.
Because it is like. There you go.
Yeah, let me bring it out real quick. I'm just gonna go to verse. I'm gonna skip down to this is Ezekiel.
Ezekiel spirit.
Chapter Spirit. 37.
Make this up.
37. You good, bro. Verse. Let's start at verse 9. Let's get to a point. That's when I can point. Verse 9, 37 and 9. Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say unto the wind, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe unto the slain, that they may live.
The slain. What happens when you get slain? You die.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so he said, prophesy unto these what?
But it says prophesy. It says prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, come from the four winds.
No, read it. What you read before.
It's coming up.
Okay, kind of slap.
O breath, and breathe upon these slain,
okay,
that they may live.
Yeah, exactly. The slain. When you get slain, you die. All right, he was slain by the sword. All the community got slain by. That means they died. So when it says to breathe that on them, the breath of what? The breath of life, not just you giving them CPR and mouth to mouth resuscitation.
Yeah,
that ain't working.
Resuscitation.
Yeah, we're talking about breathe the life, just like the Lord breathed the life into Adam, man.
Word up.
Go ahead.
Verse 10. So I prophesied as he commanded me.
Yeah, prophesied as he commanded me, because what? The Lord ultimately commanded his servants, the prophets, to prophesy, man. Unto what? Or the dead bones. Well, it's going to get to it. The dead, really. What? He that we'll say remaineth in the congregation. How's it go?
Yeah.
Or he that depart.
Yeah, I know you're saying.
Just keep reading. I get it.
Yeah, if you find out, I'll read this. Verse 10. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood up upon their feet, an exceeding great army. Then he said unto me, son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel.
I got to preach it real quick.
Yeah, bring that
It's
up.
Proverbs 21:16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. What is that talking about? If you lead the ways of Yahweh, you're going into the congregation of the dead. What is the congregation of the dead? It's the way of the heathen. All right, because really the heathen are all dead unto the Lord. For what? If a man of the Lord, a man of the nation of Israel wander out the way of the Lord, means you're going against his law, statutes, commandments. You're dead to him. You're dead. You're a dead man walking.
That's why the scriptures say just don't go into the don't follow the way of the heathen.
Yeah.
From Jeremiah 10.
Because that's what? That's the congregation of the dead.
Yeah, come. You're commanded not to follow the way of the heathen, because those ways are vain. It's worthless.
And just to prove that
Real quick. And that's why the scriptures say not to do no cuttings and mark your flesh for the dead. It's talking about for the heathen, following after the customs of the heathen. Because that's what the heathens did. They would mark their flesh. That's the way of the heathens. The dead.
Dreadlocks, all that. That's all heathenistic. Smoking.
Yeah.
All right. That's all heathenistic.
All the things going away from the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Just to prove that breath of life is what gives you that. The breath is what gives you that life, which that breath is that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Like the brother quoted, this is Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. And it says, and the Lord power formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul.
Yeah.
So what was he before? If he
he was dead. He was laying there. He was a soul, but he was dead soul.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, he was, because he didn't have the ways of Yahweh Shema.
Exactly. Yep.
He was physically living. He was a creature. But what? The Lord breathed that spirit into him. That his law, statutes, his ways into him.
And that's what makes you 2/3 of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, dead. Dry bones, because you don't have the breath of life in you. You don't have the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You don't have the ways of the Lord in you. All right, what's in you is wickedness, which is death. Because at the end of the day, that's what the way of the heathen leads to, is death. The ways of Yahweh Shem Shai, the ways of the Lord, lead to life, everlasting life, which is why we rehearse the righteous acts. All right, that's why we do the will of the Lord, because we want everlasting life. Meanwhile, you niggas are what's today? Tuesday. You got niggas out here on Taco Tuesday, man.
Yeah.
Right now, they got a place out here in Tampa. Out there in South Tampa, it's called the Green Lemon. Yeah. Oh, that place is like a club on a Tuesday, man. Just for fucking tacos, man.
Fucking taco spot, like a club.
They got security guards outside.
And it's a restaurant.
It's a restaurant, but they got security guards. They checking IDs.
Checking IDs.
Yeah, bro. Hey, man, these
niggas is pumping.
A DJ inside. They got a DJ playing this taco.
That's the congregation of the dead.
I got a quick one real quick.
Hey, that's why Hausa said, let the dead bury the dead. Did he mean that somebody go, like the Thriller movie, somebody gonna come out of the grave to bury his? Yeah, a dead man gonna come out and bury another dead man. No, it said let the dead bury the dead.
They're dead spiritually dead. Let them bury the
actual dead. Yeah,
we got work to do, man.
That's really a parable right there.
It really is.
Let the dead bury the dead.
It's harsh, but it's the real shit. Yeah. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 24. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passeth and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness. For she is the breath of the power of the Most High.
She's the breath of the power of the Most High. It's that breath that the Lord breathes into you, right? That He breathed into Adam. Read that again, where it said it. That breath.
Verse 25, Wisdom of Solomon 7:25. For she is the breath of the power of the Most High.
The breath of the power of the Most High. What is that? Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, man. If you breathe that into you, then you get wisdom. And with all that getting, you get understanding. Go ahead.
It says, and a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty, therefore can no defiled thing fall into her.
That's right, babe, because if read that again.
For she is the breath of the power of the Most High, and a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty.
A pure influence flowing from the Almighty. Most High gives you that wisdom, man. Wisdom is described as a woman, but what? It's flowing from the Most High. That's like a direct. That connects you directly to the Most High, man. When you obtain that wisdom, but what? You have to seek her. That's what I say. You have to seek her, and they that diligently seek her will find her.
Yeah, dude. You might want to find that one too. Yeah. Find that one out too.
Was that 38?
Let me read this again. Yeah, you find that. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 25. For she is the breath of the power of the Most High, and a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty. Therefore, can no defiled thing fall into her. All right. So, what's a defiled thing? Off doctrines, the ways of the world. You say again?
Eating pork.
Yeah, if you eating pork, wisdom is not going to flow into you unless it's wisdom of the world.
Well, in general, you could just put in a general sense, not following the ways of the Lord.
Simple.
Not following the laws to the best of your ability.
Not fearing the Lord.
Yeah, there you go. Not fearing the Lord.
It said Proverbs say, those who fear the Lord prolong life, and the wicked life shall be shortened, man.
So you're not following the ways of the Lord, then guess what? Your life is going to be shortened out here. The Lord's going to end up judging you and take you out of here prematurely. Yep. Okay, so you want to make sure you're following Yahweh Shem Yashai to the best of your ability while living in this flesh, while the Lord is giving you life and liberty here in this flesh. Here you are in this incarnation, and you fucking off. Here it is. We have all these signs of the times, and you're over there playing around, guess what? The Lord's gonna end up judging you. You're gonna fall short. And what's gonna end up happening is you're not gonna gain the kingdom. You're not gonna see the glory of the Lord. Okay? You're not gonna see the glory of Yahweh Shem Yahshua come. You got it? And it's scary, bro. That's why we do. That's why we're out here doing this, because at the end of the day, we understand that the Lord is we in the times right now where the Lord is starting to exact judgment.
This is not the one, but this is a good one.
Go ahead.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 6 and there's a couple precepts. Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 12. Wisdom is glorious and never fadeth away. Oh yeah, it's the spirit. It is the one.
It is the one, right?
Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 12. Wisdom is glorious and never fadeth away. Yea, she is easily seen of them that love her, and found of such as seek her.
Yeah. So it says what? She is easily seen of them that love her. Okay, so easily seen. So it's clear as day. Those that really love wisdom, it's clear as day when you find bro. When you see it, it's like, okay, yeah, that's her right there.
Yeah, that's the truth right there.
Boom. I don't need to go searching anymore. Yeah. I can attest. All these brothers can attest that when they found out the truth, they didn't need to search anymore. They didn't need to go back into Egyptology and let me just check this again and see if this lines up. No, fuck that. Once we first heard the truth being spoken into in truth and sincerity from an actual prophet, we're like, okay, yeah, this is it. I need to figure out this Bible thing. When I first heard the scriptures being broken down correctly, I was like, okay, the Bible's true. I need to figure out this Bible thing. I need to get me a Bible. I need to figure this out. Because reading it again, because I got it right here. It says, wisdom is glorious and never fadeth away. Never fadeth away. Yea, she is easily seen of them that love her, and found of such as seek her. So if you seeking if you're seeking the truth, let's say it like that. If you're seeking the truth, guess what? The Lord is gonna present it to you. Now, if you're really seeking it and you're not offended by it, then guess what? You're gonna find her, and she's gonna start dealing with you. All right, you're gonna get a number, okay, so to speak. All right, she's gonna start coming over. Yeah, you're gonna be dealing with her.
You're gonna find out where she's staying at.
Yep.
You're gonna be going there, trying to go there every day.
Mm-hmm.
Which where you find wisdom is these scriptures, man.
Straight up.
And this is the number right here, and we got the address and everything, man.
Mm-hmm. Got the digits and all that.
Yeah, man.
Compare to wisdom, like you said, wisdom is better than weapons of war.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, that's why the Lord gave each sort of weapons away. He didn't give that to us. Yeah. He gave us this. He gave us the understanding of this. He gave certain men the understanding of this. Okay? And we just, Lord willing, we be of those men.
They got pistols. We got wisdom.
We got this right here. So I'm going to go back to
scripture say.
Well, I got more on that.
Okay, I'll start it, brother. Go ahead.
Like they say, our wisdom is better than weapons of war. But they think hope they don't think their weapons are better than ours.
Well, they do think that. They do
think that.
They do. Well, they do. Yeah, because they're carnal, man.
2/3 of our people believe it too.
Yep.
Yeah, this is where do you stop at?
12, yeah.
All right, this is verse 13, Wisdom of Solomon 6:13. She prevented them that desire her, and make herself first known unto them. Whoso seeketh her early shall have no great travail, for he shall find her sitting at his door. Isaiah 3:3-6.
Yep.
That's why you're not gonna have travail. He that seeketh her early will not have no travail, because wisdom and knowledge is gonna be the stability of that time.
Yeah, you're gonna have everything you need when the shit starts hitting the fan. You be like, all right, well, I got shorty wisdom. Yeah. Okay, so she gonna hold me down. So all y'all catching hell out there outside, well, guess what? We good inside, Lord willing. Sure, brothers gonna catch their little affliction, but if ultimately, if the Lord is dealing with you, if you be a man of the Lord, guess what? The Lord's you're presented with wisdom.
Like Bert just read, man, you ain't got nothing to worry about in the day of the Lord. I mean, when judgment hits us, man, you
gonna bring it up. Yeah.
Tripping like a little pregnant broad in the day.
Yeah, all in your emotions and shit.
Yeah.
This is Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure. All right, and that's where you find that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, man, and the fear of the Lord. Because if you fear the Lord, you're going to do His will. All right, and if you're doing the will of the Lord, you're diving into the scriptures, man, and that's where you find knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, man. All through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahshua at the end of the day. All right, because you can read these scriptures from front to back. That don't mean you got knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. All right, but it's all through the Spirit and power of the Lord, man. All right, the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Shai, that you get this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to what? To govern your life. All right, because these scriptures, that's what at the end of the day, that's what these scriptures are for. Our way of how to live. All right, that's why it gives you the breath of life. Because this is a book of instruction, a book of heritage.
Yep.
All right. It tells you how to live. Yeah. It tells you what to do to live. All right. And like we just read, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding shall be the stability of that time. So in that time, in the times of Jacob's trouble, this is what's going to keep you living. That's what's going to keep that breath of life in you, man. These scriptures. Okay. Not the book of Hotep, not the book of the dead, not the Quran. All right. Not your medical books. All right. Not your mother's scientific books that she paid $100,000 for when the nigga at the door knocked on there.
Yeah. Volume 1.
Yeah, volume 1, volume 2.
All right, this is volume 1. You still got to pay another $100 for the volume 2.
Yeah.
I got a quick precept.
Yeah.
What is that? This is Sirach 6:27. Search and seek, and she shall be made known unto thee. And when thou hast got hold of her, let her not go.
Yeah, don't let that girl go, man. That's why it says in we read it on Highways and Byways. I'm trying to remember what the scripture was, but going into Sirach, like the women, I think it was 26, or it says if you find a virtual land, you lay seed in her.
Oh, kind of.
Yeah, basically. Same thing with this. Yeah. You know, you find this, don't let her go. Hold fast. It says
lock this thing down.
Lock her down, bro.
Lock this truth down.
Yeah.
The hell with
you got a wife for it.
Yeah, man.
Hey.
Shoot it up.
Hey, real quick, because what does Jake do in the world when Jake finds a girl that he's really into, man? Jake's all about this girl. He even forsake his friends, man. He'll stop hanging out with his friends.
Yeah.
What? He's all about
we seen it.
Yeah. We seen it. We had a fallout because of that. We had a Jake fallout. That's true because what? He found a girl, and he needed my girl, and he went after her. He forsook everything else for her. Yeah. And that's what we're supposed to do with this truth, man. Not for any woman in this flesh.
Sophia.
For Sophia, which is the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, man.
And the power that the Lord gives us, like we're reading, the connection. So you got to get the connection. You can't just pick up a phone and think you're gonna have a connection with the person you're trying to get to. But if Sophia's that connection to Yahweh, you pick up the phone, which is Sophia, now you got the connection to the Most High. That's
your connection right there. You can't. It's why it says hold on to it.
Right.
You read that already?
Let me keep reading this.
Oh, no, you read
let me keep reading this, Bob Shot.
Yeah.
This Sirach, Ecclesiastes 6:28. Continue. Let me read 27 again. Search and seek, and she shall be made known unto thee. So you got to search and seek her for her to be made known unto you. And when thou hast got hold of her, let her not go.
Ooh, Salat, real quick. And a good example of seeking her to be able to find her is that movie, The Pirates of the Caribbean. Johnny Depp, he played Captain Jack Sparrow. He had a compass, and it would only direct you to that which you seek the most.
Yeah.
That which you loved, it would lead you to it. But if anybody else grabbed it and they didn't know what they wanted, it would just sit there and go in circles.
And that's the scriptures.
If you didn't know what you wanted, it would just sit there and spin and spin and spin and lead you in all different types of directions. But if you knew what you wanted, which when you come into the truth and you hear these words, this is what you want, and you know that this is what you want, it's going to lead you in that direction, man. Yep. And that's what happens near the end of the series of the movies. He finally gets the compass, and it finally leads him to what? The Black Pearl, which is the ship that he wanted. But that was his Sophia. Yeah. That was the Sophia that he was seeking after.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. This verse 28. For at the last thou shalt find her. For at the last thou shalt find her rest, and that shall be turned to the joy. Then shall her fetters, which is something of bondage, right? Then shall her fetters be a strong defense for thee, and her chains a robe of glory.
Yeah, so we're gonna be locked up with her. So we're gonna be under her chains.
Get that Isaiah 33:6.
You got it right there.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Again, Isaiah 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time.
Because what? It said that's that fetters and them chains of wisdom.
And strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure. All right. And again, going back to that metaphor of the Pirates of the Caribbean, that treasure that compass led you to was what you wholeheartedly desired, man.
Okay.
And when you found it, once you figured out what it was that you wanted, what your desires were, it led you directly to it. Because Jack Sparrow, he was like, man, this is what I want. This is what I want. But it never led him to it. So he was just giving to people. Here, like, here you go. Here.
Casting his pearls before the swine.
Yeah, exactly.
But once he figured out what it was and he took hold of that compass, it led him directly to it, man. All right? And what we seek, what the true men of the Lord, the prophets of Yahweh Shem Shai, what they seek after is this truth, man. This knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, man. This is what we seek after. All right? Not no woman on the side of the road. All right? Not no riches of this world, but the riches of the kingdom of heaven that's to come, man. Because this is more precious than gold, man.
Hey, even Bob Marley knew that. Hey, he said, "What wisdom is better than gold." You
call the scriptures, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what he's doing.
I got a quick one.
Go ahead.
Isaiah 55:6. Seek ye the Lord Yahweh while he may be found.
Hey, because the Lord is implying that in that scripture that this truth, these riches are not going to be found they're not going to be found very soon.
It's a time coming where they're not going to be found. So seek him while he may be found, because there's a time coming where he won't be found.
Exactly the word.
Famine of the word.
Go ahead and read that, brother.
So it says,
Amos, what is that?
Amos 8 and 11.
Yeah, 8:11. All right, because contrary to popular belief, this truth is not going to continue to be pushed out very longer, man. All right, this truth is not going to get pushed out very much longer. All right, what you getting pushed out in these Christian churches, these Catholic churches, these Methodist, Baptist, whatever you want to call it, that's not the truth, man.
That's gonorrhea.
The real, that's diarrhea of the mouth, man. This real truth, what you watching right now, this is the true gospel and understanding of the Lord. All right, and it's going to come a time very soon where the Lord is going to say, "To hell with this! My doors of repentance are shut." All right, and that's when you come into the parable of Matthew 25, the 5 wise and the 5 unwise, man.
And because everybody's, while the wise virgins, meaning the elect, is getting what they need to, the oil, meaning just knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Everybody else that claims to be Israelites is bullshitting. Or everybody that don't claim to be Israelites that are part of the Israel, they bullshit, man. But it's gonna come a time where we're gonna tell you go to the sellers and buy, right? And then it's too late. You're gonna come knocking on the door like they did in the time of Noah, and the doors are sealed. Ain't nothing we can do for you. Go to the sellers and buy.
Read that.
It's Amos 8 and 11, and it reads, "Behold, the day coming, said the Lord God, that I will send a famine in the land, not of bread nor thirst for water."
But he is going to send a famine of bread and thirst for water. That's coming true.
That too.
Literally.
All right, just throw it out there. It is twofold. But go ahead, finish
But
that.
hearing the word of the Lord.
Yeah, so the famine's coming where you're not going to hear these videos come out. You're not going to see us on how.
And where do you really hear the word of the Lord? You really hear the word of the Lord through the prophets of the Lord via the YouTube and on the highways and byways, not at church. All right.
Hey, well, the internet's a highway.
Yeah, if you go to Psalms
the internet,
19.
Yep.
The information highway or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Information highway.
I'm gonna move on to 12.
Okay.
And they shall wander from sea to sea, from north even to the east. They shall run to the end to seek the word of the Lord. They shall not find
They're
it.
not going to find it because the famine is now has hit. The Lord has stricken the world with a famine, not a famine of bread or thirst for water. However, of hearing the words of Yahweh Shem Shai. So you're not going to hear these words anymore. You took it for granted for a long time. So that's why it says here in this book, it says Isaiah 55:6, "Seek ye the Lord Yahweh while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near." Because the Lord is giving you a chance to get right. The Lord is giving us all the chance. Hey, we all fell into the grace of Yahweh Shem Shai, right? Right? We was all partaking of the world. Then something came upon us like, we need to find the truth. Then the Lord presented us with the truth. We accepted it. We accepted the truth. And now what ended up happening is we adhere to it. All right. So what? We seek the Lord. We seeked out the Lord while he was available to us. And now we have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding at our disposal to help us in the day of trouble. The next verse, verse 7, it says, let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord Yahweh, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our God, our power, for he will abundantly pardon. So the Lord's going to actually have mercy on us because what? We truly and honestly, sincerely
Repentant.
come.
Yeah,
And
we believe.
He's going to pardon our iniquities. We fucked up. How many times? We all fuck every day.
Continue.
You know, and the Lord, what? He pardons us. Yeah, he might slap us on the wrist here and there. He might punch us in the stomach. You know, hit us with the belt or the chocolate. Okay, but at the end of the day, we're still alive. We still have the truth, the knowledge, wisdom, understanding to keep us going.
Yeah. And real quick, that's why the Lord, to balance out that continual breaking, that continual going off, he told us to continually be in prayer.
Come.
We continually pray.
Pray without ceasing.
Yeah, pray without ceasing, because we going off without ceasing. Here it is. Right now we're going off. We got clothes that ain't of the same material.
Cotton, rayon,
off.
Yeah, polyester, all mixed up like a jumbled mess. But the Lord's gonna have mercy on us.
Read that again.
We're gonna bring out 8:11 again. Like this is Amos 8:11. Behold, the days come, said the Lord, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but the hearing of the word of the Lord.
And there's a precept real quick. This is Matthew 4:4. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of the Most High. So that's plain and simple. There it goes to show you that, hey, with the bread and the water, the famine of the actual bread and the water is not as important as the famine of the word, because man shall not live by the bread and water alone, but the words of the Most High. What the words of the Most High? The scriptures, man. The word, the comforter,
which is ultimately going down back into the wisdom, okay, which is that woman, that fair woman, that beautiful woman.
Yeah, the nurturing spirit.
And for those of you that
really Yahweh too.
Because it's the word.
Yeah, it is the word.
Because the brother just put it here real quick. I'll read the scripture.
Proverbs 31.
Yep, I'll read it real quick for him. It says, "Who can?" Yeah, 31:10. Let's call it out. Proverbs 31:10. Who can find?
Call him.
Oh, his name is
Dominus Earless.
Yeah, Dominus Earless.
Okay.
Proverbs 31:10. The water. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies.
And what the virtuous woman? The real virtuous woman is the scriptures, man.
Straight.
Sophia, man.
Sophia.
Yeah.
So who can find her? What it say? She's what?
She is found by those who diligently seek her.
Yeah, shit. Her price is far above rubies.
Her price is far above rubies.
Precious stone.
Hey, knowledge and wisdom, or knowledge is better than silver and gold, man.
Hey, Sophia, real down piece, man.
Yeah, Sophia is that.
That
what we were saying earlier.
10 times 10.
The F-350. So she had fully built, man. The stallion.
Sophia is that loyal woman, man. She's gonna hold you down, man. You know, Sophia's gonna hold you down no matter what it is that you're going through, man. She's always gonna be there for you, man. All right, to give you whatever it is that you need. That's why the scriptures say that this is the comforter, man.
Yeah.
This is the comforter, man. In your time of need, in your time of troubles, man, you go to these scriptures, man, and I guarantee you your spirit's going to become better, man.
I
got some.
And speaking of the comfort, so like we said, the scripture said that the Lord said he will not leave you uncomfort.
I will not leave you comfortless.
Yeah.
Comfort.
I will comfort you. Yeah. That's one of my favorite precepts. I believe that's Jeremiah 14:17. Or select, not Jeremiah, John 14:17.
It's John.
Yeah.
I got that right here.
Okay, yeah.
John 14:17. Even the spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not, neither knoweth him, but ye know him, for he dwelleth with you and shall be in you. Okay, so yeah, that's the spirit of truth. That's the comforter. All right, guys. You know, that's what ultimately keeps us going in this world of sin, in this wicked ass place. Yeah, you don't believe this place is wicked. You got to really examine yourself.
Yeah, you got you about
Yeah, you living your best life.
you're just wicked with it.
You living your best life. That's all.
I got a couple.
Yeah, bring some out, bro.
Well, I'll say this to the end. We can end on this when it comes to the end. Because this is a nice one. I'm bringing it out.
Oh,
Yeah. It's a smooth one, boy.
Hold on, let me get
And I-
this. Go ahead and get this.
Yes. Okay, so I'll bring up the verse before that, verse 16. So was it John?
So like you're in John?
Yeah. So
All right, read through 18 then.
all right. So I'll start at 16. Read down to
Okay.
18. John 14, verse 16. And I will pray the Father, and He shall give you another Comforter, that He may abide with you forever, even the Spirit of Truth.
Which is that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, man. That's what's abiding for us forever, man. And guess what? This is the only book that's lasted the test of time, man.
Yeah.
Because you had Jake. You know, we've talked about it throughout the week. Jake that came up, speaking about this and that about the scriptures. But guess what? This is still here, man. And okay, so what if it doesn't have all the books that we're supposed to have?
Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about it. We
don't
have
need
what
those
we
books.
need.
Yeah, we don't need.
We
those
have
books.
what we need right here. This is the Comforter. What we have is what is comforting, and it has what we need to know.
See, Jake just want everything. Jake is carnal,
Jake's
man.
full
He
of
ain't
shit. That's
spiritual.
what it is.
He ain't really
Full of
spiritual.
shit,
He's full of shit, bro.
Yeah.
You niggas is full of shit, bro. We gonna tell you that like that.
This is one excuse.
Yeah.
We want to make excuses, man.
Yeah.
Not to come to
Oh, we don't
certain
have
words.
all the books. You ain't even know nothing about the Bible.
Well, show me the Hebrew scrolls. Show me the manuscripts proving what you
What
said.
do you know? Bring it up in the phone, because the phone has everything on there. Bring it up on your phone.
Don't
Don't
smartphone, but a
Talk
lot of
shit.
stupid talk.
It's a lot of dumb nigga talk. So it says, even the Spirit of truth, the world cannot receive. The world can't receive this.
Yeah.
Okay? But there's a small group of men that can.
Because they're not of the world.
And yet, that's in the Bible too. Because it seeth him not, neither knoweth him, but ye know him, talking about the men that's doing this work. Ye know him, talking about brothers, for he dwelleth with you and shall be in you.
And he dwelleth with us because we have the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai on us, man. All right? Because when you go into Revelation, the spirit of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy, man. And who's out here pushing the spirit of prophecy, man? It's the men here at Great Millstone, man.
Yeah, first and foremost.
First and foremost, man. Because these other Israelite groups, man, they ain't talking about prophecies like the men at Great Millstone are, man.
Nope.
All right? But guess what? Here at Great Millstone, we go into the prophecies. Why? Because we have the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai on us, man.
Now,
Lord willing, man.
Now we'll say this: there's other Israelite groups out there that do preach the same doctrine. So we're not talking about them.
Yeah.
All right, they good.
Well, the shoe fits where?
Yeah, exactly. You know, I'm just saying because some people don't know.
Yeah.
They're like, well, they do. Yeah, you're right. There's other groups out there that push it, and they're good. They're part of the house of David, Lord willing.
Mhm.
All right, so you got to be able to discern the spirit and what's true and what's not true, because it's the truth is there. Verse 18, I will not leave you comfortless.
Salah, real quick, because Yahweh Shai even said that the disciples came and told, they're out there preaching. They're out there preaching, but they're not. I can't remember verbatim what they said, but Yahweh Shai said, leave them alone. That they preaching. They're
casting out demons in your name.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
you know, but they're not of us.
Yeah.
She said, well, if they're doing that, then they just let them be. They're still doing the
Forbid
work.
them not. He said, forbid them
Yeah,
not.
forbidden not. They still doing the work, man.
Just because they weren't of
the fold,
you know, yeah.
They don't got GMS.
They were the fold, but they weren't,
Of the fold.
Yeah, they had heard. Obviously, if they were preaching in Yahweh Shai's
They
name,
technically are of it, but they're just not part of the
his
same.
disciples are talking shit to them and shit.
Yeah, chill out with that, man. Chill out with that. They
But you know, Jake,
pushing
Jake is.
pushing Yahweh Shai, man.
Yeah.
Don't trip over that, man. A lot of people get tripped over these camp stuff, man.
Yeah.
They pushing Yahweh Shai. Word up, man. May they continue to push it. Maybe see
As long as it's in the same doctrine.
Yeah.
Well, not the 100% doctrine,
Yeah.
right?
the doctrine. There's only one doctrine.
The doctrine,
Yeah.
not the doctrine. The doctrine.
Yeah, our doctrine. It's not our
Yeah,
doctrine.
it's the Most High's doctrine.
Straight.
Or the Most High's religion. Like people like to say, oh, what religion is this? The Most High's religion. That's what we're going to start saying. Now, what religion is this? The Most High's
Yeah,
religion.
but it's in the Bible.
Yeah.
The Bible.
Bible's religion.
Yeah.
Yeah. The truth is religion.
Start that at 18.
So John 14, verse 18. I will not leave you comfortless. I will come to you.
Yeah, and he did. All right. Yahweh Shai did come for us.
And he
man.
said, what he say? Lo, I come in the volume of the book.
Yep.
Straight.
Exactly. Yeah. He came and what? He came and he gave the disciples the Holy Spirit, man.
Yeah.
Which we're living in those times again, man. And the Holy Spirit has come back down to those same men.
God, because what he gave them the Holy Spirit to write these books.
Spirit of the prophets, subject to the prophets regardless. So it's the same men that were there before that are back today again.
And
that are doing the same thing.
because it wasn't just the 12.
Yeah.
No, it was more than that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, how many of the 12? Thomas ain't got a book that we know of.
Yeah, right. He may have
Philip
written a
ain't
book.
got a book that we know of.
He might have written a
You
book.
know?
He might have had all these epistles, but it's just lost in the soul.
Exactly.
You know, but hey.
But there were so many men, many witnesses, that seen this thing.
Yep.
Mark is not a 12 of the 12. Luke is not a 12.
Right.
John and Matthew's not even.
And
Matthew is at a 12.
Well,
Yeah, he was a
yeah,
publican. Yeah, he's a publican. But
That's
nonetheless,
John,
it goes to the point that brother was getting. at,
Right.
Yeah.
You see it? So I mean, at the end of the day, the Lord's not going to leave us comfortless. He's going to give us what we need if we be part of that number. So what? We clearly got what we need. Hey, I'll speak for myself personally. This is all I need, really. I have, whatever. I make my money at my job, or I got family I love, whatever the case is. But ultimately, this is the breath of life. This and the breath is what keeps you alive. Ultimately, okay. If you don't have that, then you're basically dry bones.
You're dead man walking.
Yeah. Back into Ezekiel 37.
the plank.
Yeah. Walk the plank. Yeah, you're dead. You're a dead man walking. But you want to close out?
Yeah, we can close out on this. Going back to the wisdom, and it's gonna be bear with us. It's gonna be a couple precepts, but put the icing on the cake. It's Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 4, and I'm gonna start at there's so much I could read the whole chapter, but I just want to get to not even to the point. Let me
go to spirit, brother.
Let's start at 14. They that serve her shall minister to the Holy One, and them that love her, the Lord doth love.
You see, and you can get that too. That if you don't mind, real quick, I'm gonna find it. Book of Proverbs, chapter 8, with the swiftness, verse 16 and 17. It says, Book of Proverbs, chapter 8, verse 17. It says, "I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me." So read that again.
This is Sirach 4 and 14. They that serve her shall minister to the Holy One, and them that love her, the Lord doth love.
Yeah, so I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me. So how do you love the Lord? You got to go into the book of 1 John.
Do His will. Because what is the
1
love
John
of
5
the
and
Lord?
3.
Yeah, exactly.
1 John 5 and 3.
Yep.
Exactly. So that's love. Keep it, and just so you don't know, that's keeping the Lord's statutes and commandments. And again, you can't keep it perfectly out here, but you're gonna try if you really believe in Yahweh Shem Yahshua. You're gonna do your best to please the man.
They're gonna always be our duty, man.
Please.
What is the whole duty of man?
Let's get it real quick.
Yeah.
I got it right here, real quick. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. It says, "Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man."
Now, 1 John 5 and 3. For this is the love of the Most High, that we keep His commandments, and His commandments are not grievous.
It's not a pain in the ass to follow Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Now finish that.
Which is
And them that love her, the Lord doth love. Verse 15. Whoso giveth ear unto her shall judge the nations.
Ooh.
And he that attendeth unto her shall do. So like, and he that attendeth unto her shall dwell securely.
Mm-hmm.
If a man commit himself unto her, he shall inherit her, and his generation shall hold her in possession.
And that her is that wisdom. And what's it say? Yo, you're gonna judge. Read the part about judging the nations.
We can do that because we keep the laws.
Yeah. Verse 15. Whoso giveth ear unto her shall judge the nations.
So if you give ear unto wisdom, like you really take hold to the wisdom's counsel, okay, shorty, real shorty, okay, not just fucking bitches in the world.
Yeah.
You listen to wisdom.
Not the short bush, shouty.
No, not short bush. Oh, no. But we're talking about wisdom. Sophia, as the brother said a minute ago,
Which is the ways of the Lord, really.
you're gonna have power to judge the nations, and that's what we ultimately want. Isn't that what we do in this course, so we can judge the freaking world? Don't you want to judge the nations? Don't you want to be on top?
Rulers.
Don't you want to be the ruler?
Yeah.
Come on,
We
bro.
want to be nations of kings and priests. Kings rule. They judge.
I ain't trying to be ruled over. I'm trying to rule. I'm trying to rule with the best of them. But you gotta get yourself right. You gotta humble down. You're gonna have to go through a lot of trials and tribulations, and the Lord has to ultimately be dealing with you. And if He's not, then hey, it be that. But if He is, then guess what? You may have the power to judge nations, and this is what we ultimately doing this for. Go ahead.
I'm gonna read 16 again, but we're gonna go to 19.
Huh.
If a man commit himself unto her, he shall inherit her, and his generation shall hold her in possession. For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways.
And the scriptures say that this word shall be bitter in thy belly, but sweet as honey in thy mouth.
That's right.
So when you get into when you first get in this word, it's real rough, man. It's crazy, like shit, man. You going through
Damn, I gotta
this
stop
thing.
smoking. I gotta stop eating pork.
All white people, you see, I gotta hate all white people.
But let me read on. It says, For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways, and bring fear and dread upon him, and torment him with her discipline. Because when you start finding out, I gotta follow this, I gotta follow that, that's tormenting you with discipline.
Yep.
Until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws. Then will she return the straight way unto him, and comfort him, and show him her secrets.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Get your part out, 'cause this is the last precept.
Because the woman, she's ultimately, that's what, like a woman, she does. She tries her man, and she gives him trials.
And then she just throw herself onto it.
See if he's really worthy. She gonna test him his masculinity and all that shit. And then if you
So
pass the
trusts
test, then guess what? You in there, bro. You in there. Let's
Until she can trust you by what? Trying you.
Mhm.
Because she gonna try you, and then ultimately she gonna trust you.
Now, wisdom, the ultimate.
Yeah, dude, we're not talking about a nigga woman.
Yeah.
She's not gonna turn her back on you. If you're sincere. Then will she return the straight way unto him, and comfort him, and show him. What was that? Okay, yeah. Then will she return. Let me read 17 again. For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways, and bring fear and dread upon him, and torment him with her discipline, until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws.
Right.
Then will she return the straight way unto him, and comfort him, and show him her secrets.
Yeah.
So she go ultimately you're gonna get the secrets of Yahweh Shema Shai as soon as you get proved. That's what we say, prove friend first, right?
Yep.
Well, the Lord gotta prove you too. All right, and this is the end. But verse 19, but if he go wrong, she will forsake him and give him over to his own ruin.
Oh, let him go. Yeah, yeah. And with that, yeah, and that's real, bro. You see that?
You over to your own ruin.
Yeah,
your own lust.
Yeah, and she gonna watch you do it. And that's the power. That's the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay, so wisdom, it can be to your detriment or it can be to your salvation. So ultimately, we're trying to use this to get to our salvation through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because nothing is of us. But there's certain head work that you have to do in this thing, and there's a certain amount of faith that you have to have. You have to have patience,
Diligence.
You have to have discernment. You have to have diligence. You have to work and not be a slothful servant. There's a lot. It's special being part of this thing.
There's a lot of minute details which are easy, but it's our reasonable service.
It's really, it comes down to, it's the least we can do for Yahweh Shem Yahushua for what He's done unto us. Okay, Yahushua died for us. The Most High Yahweh, He has mercy on us. He's long suffering. We have to be long suffering with our brethren. Brother might, whatever the case may be, on trespass or other cases, we have to learn to forgive. Things like that. It's hard, bro. But ultimately, if you have the Spirit of the Lord on you, these things are you're gonna always refer back to the script, and you're gonna follow what the script say, and ultimately it'll lead to your salvation and getting the hell out of this place.
All right.
Anything else, brothers?
That's it.
All right. So with that, we're gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ruach Kodash.
Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, GMS, who rule and teach well. All right, salutations to the brothers out there that push this word in truth and sincerity. And a shalom to you sisters as well, too. Shalom.
Shalom.
With that, you're done.
Go ahead.
Good job, brother.
You know how the live's been working.